Yeah, gun meme review,
Gun
baby. Okay, let's do the standard React screen. Perfect.
meme review. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? You like the new digs? Yeah, sorry, gun meme review was a little late this week. I was actually moving. I decided to move out of the city of San Antonio a little bit and move to Boerne, Texas, the home of Demolition Ranch, Matt Best, and George Strait.
Where's Bernie? Let me see. I'm curious now. Curious enough that I want to look up where Boerne, Texas is. Boerne? Apparently there's a Boerne, Texas. Listen, he announced literally where he is. Oh yeah, this makes sense. It's Boerne. It's right out of San Antonio. Home of a Motel 6, Comfort Inn, and Doubletree, as well as Mary's Tacos. Well, let's see what they have here. Dentist's office, a Catholic church, a gymnastics center, lots of taquerias. But here's the thing, if you're going to make it as a taqueria in Texas, you're going to be good. Yeah, now just click set your location. Joke's on you, I'm behind 15 VPNs. My location is Texas, Hong Kong, Mozambique, Ottawa, Sao Paulo, Kabul. Okay, so in conclusion, he's out there. He may be like out there. Like I could see him like out here or something. JM Risk Management. That sounds like a front. That sounds like a front for like Demolition Ranch's business. I could see that. Stricker Trail Rides, horseback riding service. I'm just trying to guess. Jewett Performance Horses. Okay. The stables. All right, so this is legacy riding. So this is just he basically is in a horse town. Rose Palace. Oh, this man has moved to the epicenter of horses. That's what we've learned. Okay, stocking complete.
Didn't want to do a gun meme review with an empty wall behind me because that just didn't feel American. So I think you guys will agree that my new studio setup here is a bit of an upgrade. And since I know some of you guys are going to be saying, oh, he's filming.
His audio quality does seem decent.
On a green screen, it's all fake. It's all real. Touching it. But this isn't gun wall review, this is gun meme.
Yeah, I don't think that's a green screen. A green screen, I don't think you'd let it have that much glare.
Review. So let's move on to the memes. So something you know that we just had to talk about, in case you've been living under a rock, the Oscars happened. Now usually I don't give a flying fuck about the Oscars.
Dude, no one cares. I mean, actually, legitimately, every year the ratings of the Oscars has fallen over the past like 5 or 6 years. This year was actually the second worst year ever since the Oscars ratings have been recorded.
Or the Grammys or the Emmys.
Which makes sense. And like you have to think about their desperation as the Oscars promoters, right? I mean, look at this. You have Chris Rock, someone who peaked in the 90s, and hosting it, right? The Performer of the Year award or whatever went to Will Smith, someone who also peaked in the 90s. It's like the Oscars is like frozen in time to like to what's probably Hollywood's heyday, right? The last like golden era of great Hollywood, which is the 90s.
Or the commies. Fuck the commies. But this time around, something kind of interesting happened. So long story short, the fish from Shark Tale slapped the shit out of the zebra from Madagascar for making a joke about the hippo from Madagascar. Funny enough, this is probably better entertainment than most of the movies nominated for an Oscar in the first place.
True. That's the other thing, that like they have become more and more obsessed with their own sort of, it's a word I want, obsessed with their own, like artsy-fartsy, like self-absorption, that they don't realize that like most of the movies they've nominated are wildly unpopular, which is actually, I think, unfortunate. Like popular, because the movies that are most popular are basically just like remakes, Avengers movies, existing franchises, and they are really milquetoast because they have to perform in so many different countries, right? So the result is you can either make a art piece, right, that's going to appeal to a very narrow audience, or you can make a piece that's going to like do really well globally, but it means it can't really deal with any controversial issues. It can't really deal with any like problematic themes that won't play well in China or Russia or in South America. And so the result is that you have profitable movies that are like thin nothing, like, you know, the water soup of movies. And then you have movies trying to actually like say something, but they are just purely like art pieces that are barely profitable.
And all of a sudden, the memes were everywhere. My wallet, the gas pump. I definitely feel this one. The raptor gets kind of hungry. Okay, that one's technically not.
I mean, I guess if you own a manufacturing industry, like you have a reason to have a truck. But man, I will tell you, having relocated to Texas, I don't think that's a secret. They love trucks, and there's so many trucks that are obviously driven to and from an office. They're fastidiously maintained. They have tires that are not designed to be used off of a paved road, and it's so clear that these are just like vanity items. And I'm kind of like, why? Like, why? I mean, I don't really understand the vanity cars to begin with, but definitely don't get vanity trucks.
Not a gun meme, but there were plenty of them for sure. And I'm not going to go too long into this because I know you guys are sick and tired of seeing the Will Smith memes, but come on, we had to talk about this. At Real Brandon Herrera. People asking where the AK-50 is.
Nice.
I fucking wish. Come on, we literally did an update video like 2 videos ago, which, if you haven't seen, by the way, you can watch there. This
Nice.
next one actually came from Scott from Kentucky Ballistics. Donut operator and Brandon Herrera. Morning mimosas.
Dude, listen, I don't know how people can drink as much as they do. I'll tell you, as I get older, if I drink more than 2 drinks, the next day is fucked. Like that Chris Rock is me. And maybe that's what they mean. They mean if you have like 3 morning mimosas, the rest of your day is just fucksville.
Okay.
That's how I feel. And the question is, was 25-year-old Paul, right, who could drink and then like hit the gym the next day and train hard, did he also feel like shit and he was too dumb to listen to his body? Or did I actually just not feel as bad? I don't know.
Okay, for the record, that's morning manmosas. There is a difference. A manmosa being our signature bro brunch beverage. Say that 10 times fast. A manmosa is a regular mimosa, but with a shot of vodka.
Listen, dude. Sometimes listen. I'm here to tell you guys, if a drink sounds good and you drink it and you're not a wimp about it, then it's a man drink, okay? I'll tell you, I look at the menu, and if those ingredients sound good, I could give a fuck less if it's served with a cherry or in a green martini glass or with a bunch of fruit on top. Do not care. Do not care. I've had some of the best drinks that I've ever had be like fruity girly drinks. Girly drinks. But guess what? If it's got hard liquor, it can't be that girly.
This meme should really say, Donut operator and Brandon Herrera's productivity for the day. Morning manmosas. We're creatives. We like to drink and ideate and get kicked out of Applebee's.
Applebee's. Let's just see where the Applebee's is. If there is an Applebee's in, what was it? Boerne, Texas? Boerne, Texas? Okay, let's see. That's right, guys. We are going to be trying to find the Applebee's that Brennan Herrera was kicked out of in Boerne, Texas. Now, full disclosure, there's no chance that this is actually the Applebee's that he was kicked out of from Boerne because controversy alert, drama alert, there is no Applebee's in Boerne, Texas. The nearest Applebee's, friends, is actually next to the Six Flags, right? But the only place you can get a drink, he may have gone to the even less respectable Chili's. So I think, but there's also the Dodging Duck Brew House and Restaurant. Okay, let's see. Let's look up. Oh, this is gonna be even easier. Guys, this is what I do. This is Mackerel Dudes. This is human collection. Yeah, if you don't know, human intelligence actually this would be considered OSINT. So it's the source. Human intelligence would be if I called Brennan Herrera and was like, "Hey man, where'd you go?" Or if I called the staff at all these and was like, "Hey, I was wondering if you saw my friend Brendan there. You may have kicked him out when he was drinking mimosas. He was with another guy named Matt." That if someone told me, "Oh yeah, they were here 2 days ago," that would be human because the source is a human. This is called OSINT because it's open source intel, right? We're combining what he said online with open source data to infer what to gather some intelligence. So what we know is he got kicked out of a brunch place drinking mimosas. So all we have to do is cross-reference. This is the only place to get mimosas. As you can see, oh, interesting. Black Rifle Coffee appears to be headquartered here. Does this coffee shop serve mimosas? Let's see. So here's a menu, because if they do, all right, batch brew, pour over, espresso, on tap, not coffee, blended. I should visit this place. I feel like, okay. So this tells me it wasn't Black Rifle Coffee he was kicked out of, but the Born Grill. Okay, this looks like another option. Let's see. Looking at the reviews, I think the Born Grill seems pretty likely because it's right next to Black Rifle. Feel like they would support a business that supports them. Let's see. Do they offer mimosas? Sandwiches? I'm not seeing it. No mimosas. The mystery deepens. Could they have gone to the wine and tapas bar? It's Spanish, but Herrera is a Spanish name. So we're going to call this a maybe. But do they have mimosas? Wine and tapas. Sangrias and cocktails. But then, but are they? Okay. Spanish and Portuguese sangria near to my heart. But I don't see signs of a brunch. See, after dinner drinks, they have churros. So I want to go here. This looks great. But it doesn't appear to have a brunch section. Deepening the mystery further. This is what you guys came for, by the way. This is what you guys are subject to. I really thought I had just searched for brunch, but none of these places are brunch places. A taco house, a cafe, the trails at River Road. It's got to be one of these places. Bistro for breakfast and sandwich. Okay, let's see. The Dinger Trading Company. Okay, if this doesn't have it, then we're going to actually watch the video. Dinner, Saturday brunch. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found him. We just got to verify. There is a brunch. Bistro breakfast menu. Breakfast, lunch, Sunday brunch. Menu coming soon. But I suspect... Okay, drinks, caffeine, Derringer mimosas. Ladies and gentlemen, we found him. It is I can report with a medium-high level of confidence that Brennan Herrera was probably thrown out of the Dinger Trading Company. I don't know. First off, full disclosure, honestly, he probably wasn't thrown out of anywhere. It's probably a joke. Second, there's no guarantee that he went and met his friend Matt for drinks, not at their house, and that they may have done it when they were in San Antonio for other reasons or in another location. But do you want to have fun? Because we're having fun. So that's what we're going to go with. The leading theory is that he was in fact ejected from the Dinger Trading Company. Because Chili's doesn't have a brunch. Got him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going.
Me going on a rant when somebody says, I think we need more gun control. The waitress at Chili's bringing me another margarita.
We know that it could have very well been the chili. Well, Matt from Demo Ranch. Well, someone is on Demo Ranch making content.
And that's how we got kicked out of Applebee's and Chili's.
The Chili's, there is a Chili's in Bernie.
I would like to know the national amount
discussed.
of arrests that have happened at $2 margarita nights. Just for statistics' sake. And my personal favorite, The MP5 charging handle. I mean, you have to. I would do it now, but the MP5 is downstairs. I know it's overused. That's the last we're going to talk about the Will Smith stuff for this episode, but come on.
No, it's not.
It was really fucking funny. And if you're as tired
That's pretty funny. It's a Fallout joke.
as
Even
I
I know
am with
that.
these Will Smith memes, don't worry. You should just go ahead and subscribe because I promise you, we will never do one of these Will Smith memes ever again. Unless it's funny, then we might do it. Okay, we might do another one. But we won't be happy.
Brother Knight, welcome. If you guys are just coming by the way, this is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It's a free-to-play mobile game. Graphics are good. 15 million players. It's pretty entertaining. And I'm sort of doing like kind of 1 hour-ish alternations between the game, streaming the game, and doing some live reactions. But if you want to help support me, right? I only get, like, the channel only gets money if you guys download the game, which is free, and play to level 12, which takes about a half hour, maybe 40 minutes. So if you're coming here hanging out and you want, download the game with my code. You also get a bunch of free bonuses. And then, yeah, it'll help me help support the channel. Doesn't cost you anything, and we all get to hang out. Plus, you get to play a game that's actually one of the better mobile games.
About it. But in order to properly transition into our regular gun memes, Marty Robbins meme. How about another joke, Marty? What do you get when you cross a beloved meme format for Marty Robbins album covers and one of the best movies DC's made in a long while?
I'll tell you what you get! The police. Get what you fucking deserve!
So as of April 4th,
Whoa, dark. Hey, thanks for the sub, Arlie. Respect, I appreciate it.
Fool's Henry Rifles has thrown their hat into the ring for gun memes. Weakest lever gun enjoyer, strongest exclusively semi-auto fan.
This is now a low quality meme page. Man, Henry Rifles paying out some money for a new social media. I do love weakest lever gun enjoyer, strongest exclusive. Listen, if you haven't shot a lever action rifle or a single action revolver, guys, those are guns that are just a pleasure to shoot, like, truly.
They posted this series of memes to their Instagram page on April Fool's with this caption. Important announcement for all of you in the Henry family. Effective immediately, we've canceled all further photo and video content production. This is now a low quality meme page. I'm not even kidding. Henry Rifles might have more followers if they just decided to fucking do that. High quality photos are how you make a magazine or a website look nice. Memes, that's how you grow on social media. They posted this and a couple others. No, you should have bought a semi-auto. LMAO, cowboy gun, go kerchunk.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Chad, lever action owner, thinks that saddle rings are better than QD points. Only listens to Marty
The gun that won the West.
Robbins. You shouldn't have. The gun that won the West. Knows that modern firearms are more versatile.
Doesn't care. I mean, listen, I respect the fact that these guys are just leaning into this. Are just like, listen, this is an icon. If you're a gun collector, and this is true, if you're a gun collector and you don't own a couple of lever actions, I don't know what you're doing, man. These things are classics. And if you think, like, a 1911 is also a dated firearm, right? And every gun collector's like has their 1911. Every, like, you know, gun collector who has too many guns. But, like, the fact that you don't have lever actions is stupid. In fact, it's one of like three guns my dad owns.
Doesn't care. Prefers leather to ballistic nylon. Chick. Now, the only lever gun that I currently own is my 44 Magnum lever action Rossi, which I'm now regretting not buying a Henry. And when I did buy that lever gun,
Lever action 1911. Every pistol's a lever action if you hand load each round into the chamber.
for the first hour, you know, it's just kind of sitting there on my table, just pick it up every now and again, just. It's just dude shit, okay? I can't really explain why we do it. It just, you have to.
It's true.
All in
That's
all,
right.
way to go, Henry Rifles. I hope you do embrace becoming a shit tier meme page.
I love how being a shit tier meme page is a compliment.
Feeling some of the stuff that you guys might come up with is gonna be fucking gold. Like,
Shit tier and S tier right there. They're almost interchangeable.
Meme gold, not literal physical gold. Although if you are looking for physical gold, I would recommend checking out Acre Gold. Acre Gold's been a long supporter of the channel, and they're a bit more relevant these days than I would feel comfortable with, especially with some of the economic remedies being an awesome.
That's interesting. Okay, so I actually like gold, but it doesn't keep pace with inflation. It doesn't keep pace with other assets. I think because one theory is that a lot of people gold was like the original Bitcoin in the sense that there was no nation that had gold as its currency, though for a time they actually all had gold as their currency. But in the 20th century, right, very few nations had actual gold as their currency, but gold was easily convertible into any nation's currency. So, for example, when my wife's family fled Cuba, they fled with gold coins, oftentimes made into simple jewelry. And that's because gold could easily pass between borders and be quickly converted to the local currency and was usually more stable. It was a great hedge against currency crises. All those things are sort of true of Bitcoin, right? It transfers easily among nations. It's stable in price relative to individual currencies, especially if you are in a country with a really volatile currency. But the problem is that sort of that utility, right? What used to be just like if you wanted that product, you had to buy gold. But now you could buy gold or a variety of crypto coins. You can also buy things like platinum and palladium, other precious metals that are also sort of price stabilized, that are like stable in price. So the result is that I think what should have been like a time of a huge boom time for gold instead has become sort of the crypto boom has sort of scooped, I think, some of those gains. In fact, I think it's the 50s, all global equities, so all the stocks in the world were worth, I'm going to make it like $1 trillion. But all the gold in the world was also worth $1 trillion. Gold had the market cap of all stocks combined. Now, equities have like 50 or 100 times the market cap of gold.
Sponsor of Gunning Review. Me looking at cool rifles as a teenager. Me ordering those cool rifles as an adult. Congratulations, you have summed up my entire YouTube career in one meme. Seriously.
I mean, that is the peak move. If you love guns, making a gun review channel is the way to do it, because then those guns are a business expense for your channel.
It is kind of dope to be able to use this whole YouTube gig as a way to pick up a lot of the guns that I've wanted since I was like fucking 7th grade. Playing Call of Duty and thinking like, oh my god,
great minds.
Scar is so fucking cool, and like now having a couple of them, it's kind of neat. It's cool, and I guess I just owe you guys another thank you for that. I may not be here for a long time, but damn, has it been a good time.
Dark. But also that could be a function of his drinking. Heavy alcohol use really cuts down on your lifespan, especially if you're a male.
Another way of looking at that is my internet success has turned into a crippling gunbroker addiction. Guess who spends way too much time on Gunbroker? It's me. It's
all of us. Picture. Not me, because my wife caps that sort of thing, and I don't have enough time to get to the range.
Yeah, between this wall, the shotgun wall, all the stuff we have working on at the shop, all the guns on my fucking floor.
Guns? Okay, guns should not be stored on your floor.
I might have a little bit of a problem.
I hope they're in cases, at least.
I kind of take the surplus arsenal approach to Gunbroker.
I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to really enjoy doing it.
Me, walking in with a new gun. My girlfriend.
I love how it's a naked mole rat meme.
All right. Listen up. I see a lot of variations of this exact meme. Oh, I bought a new gun and my significant other tore me a new asshole. If that's the case, there's one of three things going on here. 1, you are not in a financial position where it is smart to be spending money on guns.
Oh my god, is this a reasonable take from a gun collector? I've literally never heard this.
2, your girlfriend or wife is the breadwinner of the household and you're spending their money on guns.
Hey, never give you up. Thanks for hitting level 12 and for continuing to rickroll me one username at a time. You're a true Chad. A true Chad.
Without asking them, in which case, shame on you. 3rd scenario, you're a grown-ass man and your girlfriend is giving you shit for how you spend the money that you earn, in which case, You might need a new girlfriend, fella. After all, did those new guns make you a little happier than your girlfriend makes you? Ask the real questions, kings. I guess the fourth scenario.
I mean, okay, I'm just gonna point this out. I don't know how monetization would work. It would be really cool. Never gave up. It would be really cool to have a gun YouTube channel just so I could buy guns. But even me, because here's the thing. Look, as you buy more guns, storage and maintenance become a greater and greater issue. So I would probably end up like buying a gun, doing a review, and then selling it and using that money to buy another gun so that like my cost per video was just like ammo.
That she's got you completely whipped, and so you have to go up on stage and slap the shit out of a fellow comedian for a joke that you kind of thought was funny at first. Sorry, Will. Realizing I'll never be able to afford PBS 31A. Eating carrots.
Okay, that's actually a myth, believe it or not. The idea that eating carrots is gonna improve your eyesight because they had keratin or whatever. Yeah, that's not a thing. That's a myth from World War II. The British wanted to convince the public to eat carrots, and they wanted to convince the Germans that their high carrot diet was the reason they could see their planes coming at night, when in fact it was actually just radar.
Can't afford night vision. Starts eating foods that are rich in things that help your eyesight. Poor maxing. Now the real big thinker move here is if you can't afford $10,000 SAT of, dual tube, white phosphorus, NVGs, invest in a $100 parachute flare. Now, for the next 6 minutes, it's fucking daytime, no matter what time of the day it is. World War I tech coming all the way back around.
He raised a good point, and we talked about this in other videos. You have to look at the cost effectiveness of a technology, and if it enhances your combat abilities in a way that makes mathematical sense, then you may want to do it. If you're a military, if you're a person who has a hobby, go nuts, dude. It's a hobby, right? Look at, for example, we talked about this in another video. The Ukrainians built their own air-to-ground missile system. They just built it in-house because it was cheaper than buying it on the open market. And it costs, let's say, $20,000 or $1 million a unit or whatever, $500,000 a unit. If it can shoot down a $15 million helicopter, then literally it is worth it for you to burn like 8 of those to get one helicopter or tank. And it still is an efficient use of your time, right? Because it's damaging the enemy by taking out something that's very expensive, hard to replace, hard to build, and cost their industrial base, their taxpayer, a lot of money.
When you realize there's a prohibition on Russian ammo. Yes, for those of you who didn't see it, we finally made good on our promise to do the St. Petersburg typewriter, or the Kami Tommy. God, I was excited to finally have that video done. Now, the comments of this video were full of people asking, will you be doing a production run of these? Now, the answer that I've said multiple times and included in the pinned comment is no. This was a very, very intense custom build. There was so much that we had to do from the ground up on this gun. It was a total pain in the ass. We'll never be selling these. But what we can sell instead are these Kami Tommy t-shirts.
Nice.
Now available at Bunker Branding. I think they're kind of neat. You can't own the Kami Tommy, but you can own a little reminder of the piece of history where I promised I would do something and you guys bullied me for the entire 9 months it took to do it. Channel history. Not for real, guys. It was cool to finally make good on a promise of a build that we said that we were going to do for a long time. So, once again, promises made, promises kept. Now, if we could...
There's a politician joke coming. Politician joke incoming.
Just get this V3 AK-50 fucking made. I am liking the direction it's taking, though. Now that we've kind of gotten the function more or less dialed in, we're still trying some different stuff, but I think this V3 AK-50 is going to finally look like a complete production gun. Complete with a couple of little sexy design features. The sexy dimple. Reject woman. Embrace 50 cals. Including the AKM Magwell dimple on the AK-50 is... that's just pretty cool. Did we have to do it to make the gun work? No, probably not. Is it cool because AK? Yeah.
Respect to that, right? Respect to a man who's at least far enough along to understand that people are paying. And the truth is that there's definitely cheaper purpose-built 50 cal rifles out there, but if you want the AK-50, it has to look like an AK, right? This is sort of like why I hate luxury car SUVs, like a Lamborghini SUV. If you're going to pay Lamborghini money, you want it to look like a fucking Lamborghini, man. And they never do. Same with the Porsche one. Like, if I'm going to buy a Porsche, I'll be goddamned if it's a SUV. Like, listen, it looks like my RAV4. And guess what? It probably drives like my RAV4. So, you know, right? Like if you're going to build an AK-50, it's got to look and feel like an AK.
Speaking of 50 stuff, your cam lug. The cam lug she told you not to worry about. Yeah, this cam lug is going to be kind of big chungus. Hopefully that's for the best. But enough about AK-50.
If it shoots a 50 cal round, everything should probably be a chungus.
For now, on to the price of gun shit going up. Reasonably priced Zenitco. As if it wasn't hard enough to get cool shit out of Russia before. Seeing what people are selling
Come on, talk about it.
Zenitco stuff for now is borderline nauseating. But I have faith the market, much like life, finds a way. Whether that be a new outlet to buy real Zenitco stuff, or maybe US-made Zenitco clones, I don't know what shape that's gonna take, but I'm sure as shit not paying $800 for a PT-1 stock.
Holy shit. $800? That's banana. That's banana. The bananas. Yeah, this is complete madness. I have no other way to put it.
Just like that. Ammo is cheaper than gas. So ammo...
But we've discussed this. I really think the reason Russian conscripts can't get any of that Zenitco stuff is because it's being resold, and is being resold harder now.
Prices went down? They went down, right? I mean, at least ammo's not where it was in like the height of the coof, but it sure as shit ain't great. And now, of course, I'm sure you've heard everybody complaining in the US about gas prices being through the roof because of Putin. Yes, I remember when Vladimir Putin decided that the US, one of the most oil-rich nations in the world, would no longer be energy independent. Putin did all of that. I don't know. You know I don't like getting into...
Oh no, he's gonna get into politics. Ugh.
politics too much. Not because I'm worried about, blending politics with my work, because honestly, if it offends you, I really don't give a fuck. It's really just because it doesn't make me feel good, and I think a lot of you guys probably share that same sentiment.
I just don't want to listen to a political rant.
I'm pretty sure when you guys at home think about the state of the world at large, it doesn't make you feel very good inside either.
Yeah, he's correct.
Which is why I try to focus on the things that I can change and the things that, I can actually make a difference in. And try not to think about that stuff too terribly much, because really it's just not good for the soul. And I know I'm guilty of this too, but I'm sure if you took 50%...
This is a weird aside. Also, he's taken out the music, so that's also weird. But he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I think a lot of people really, really, really could use to ask themselves, can I control this? And if so, is it worth spending my emotional energy on something that I can't actually impact?
Percent of that energy that you put into...
And if so, like, if I can impact it, how much can I impact it? Because the answer for most people is... the change you can make in the world is so tiny. We 001 made it to level 12. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Again, show up in chat and help a brother out. Nice, Kelobite. All right, you got a hat preference? You want a new hat? Okay, let's get this man a hat. What do we got? What do we got in the hat department? Oh, I got a good one for you. I got a great one. That's right. The Pilotka. That's right. I am wholesome. Oh, the cowboy. Oh, okay. Cowboy. Let's see. I got it here. Okay, the next guy. The next Yahoo's gonna get the Pilotka then. All right, number 10. There we go. The cowboy hat's actually perfect.
Things on a global scale that you have no hope of ever changing. Bring it in and put that energy into something that you can change in your own life.
It, partner.
You'd probably be a hell of a lot happier.
Yeah, no, this is true. This is something that I think a lot of people should internalize. It's just being like, hey, listen, things you can impact, ask yourself, can I make a real meaningful impact, or is it like almost no impact? Because the answer is almost no impact. Then it's just like, hey, what's the lowest effort way I can kind of lean into this, and then just move on emotionally with your life? Because it's like, I think honestly, there's a lot of I think a lot of people on the bad side of things who want to preserve like the status quo or want to prevent people from changing the world for the better, they rely on people burning tons of their emotional energy in totally unproductive ways. Think about it, like if your goal is to stop climate change legislation, for example, then you would encourage people to get really worked up over straws, because no matter where that straw debate ends, right? No matter what the outcome is there, the larger problem won't really be addressed one way or another, right? And so that's sort of your goal, is to divert people's emotional energy into places where it doesn't really matter. So you can probably think of the emotionally charged political event that you've been thinking of and ask yourself, is this really a game changer? Does this really impact the lives of most people? Or is this sort of just like a silly debate that's sort of been foisted upon us and talked about, but doesn't really impact the day-to-day lives of average people? And if so, ask yourself, why do I care about this?
But that doesn't also mean that you can't be prepared for the worst just in case. I know personally I've been getting into, I guess, disaster prepping or whatever you call that. Not really for the doomsday, because I highly doubt I'd want to live to see that. Just basic disaster preparedness. Knowing that if something happened, and it can, the grid shut down tomorrow, that I wouldn't be fucked if I had to spend more than 3 weeks completely independent from the outside world. And I talked about this in a prior video.
Yeah, he actually raised a good point, and it's something, we've talked about. And here's the thing. This gigantic wall of guns, when you have Brennan Herrera money, yes, a gigantic wall of guns makes sense. But for a lot of people, they look at being like prepared. I don't even call it like prepping, because preppers have such a bad rep. I like to just call it being resilient, right? You're resilient in the face of unpredictable things. And so you can navigate tough situations, right? And is having a gun may be part of it, right? Depends on exactly what sort of tough situations you think you might encounter. But like another part of it is like, hey, do you have dry, non-perishable food in your house? Could you access water if you needed to? Could you purify water? Do you have some drinking water sources? Do you have heat and stuff? And all these sort of questions, right? Can you keep yourself clean if you didn't have running water? And all these are really critical questions to ask yourself. And I think that's like the intrinsic part of preparedness.
And Angry Cops immediately was quick to jump on it. AK guy, I'm starting to get into prepping. 60-year-old boomer in the Arizona desert with 30 years of rations and a mobile school bus compound rigged with explosives. Oh man, isn't that the dream? But I know I asked you guys in a prior video if you'd like to see some B-channel stuff of, I guess, some of the prepper stuff that I've just started to get into. Some of the food storage, just different things that I've started to kind of get prepared for in my own life. Some of you guys seem to think I was talking about starting a B-channel for prepping stuff. No, first of all, I'm not that into it. Second of all, I already have a B channel. That's kind of what I've been talking about.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know this either. I should watch his B channel, I guess.
I know the list of links is getting kind of long, but if you want to check out the B channel, I'm going to include the links in the description and in the pinned comment. It's basically just a bunch of like behind the scenes videos and just some other videos that I guess I just didn't feel like posting to the main channel, or it didn't fit the schedule or the content, whatever. It's just the other stuff that I didn't feel like putting here. So if you
let me know, guys, if you want some of my like survival prep stuff.
Like this channel and you want more, I'd suggest subscribing down there. But yeah, if you guys would like to see my prepper setup, I guess what I have so far, probably
there's at least one more meme.
Okay. In the next, couple weeks. Because in reality, you want to be prepared.
Okay, Mundi.
Not rely on somebody else who is. I'll just go to your house when the shit hits the fan. Ha ha ha. I volunteer to be a human sandbag. Because remember, at the end of the day, if your disaster preparedness plan is to show up on the front door of your prepper friend's house with nothing to offer, you're the guy in those apocalypse movies who's wearing all leather and is on a leash.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
By the warlord.
Hey, what's up, guys?
But guys, that just about wraps up.
All right, wow, that was a weird dark turn there we just hopped into. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, truly, I'm one of those like skill believer types. Um, I would say that the number one thing in terms of like learning to like be prepared and prepping in the event of like a disaster is honestly backpacking, right? Because it's spending brief periods of time with nothing around. And if you are prepared for backpacking, especially in different types of weather, you're going to be set, right? You're going to be able to be resilient for a couple days without power, without food, without being snowed in. And so, yeah, I think that's essential, right? So like my wife and I, you know, we're not preppers. We're just people who like hiking around, but we have 3 backpacks that are rated down to -20 Fahrenheit. Not a bad thing to have, right? We have a week's worth of freeze-dried rations that are good for 30 years, not because we're like we're gonna hoard freeze-dried food. It's because that's what we need for backpacking, you know. So, yeah, I think that sort of stuff. You know, again, we have 3 water purifiers. Is it because we just have backups? No, it's because we keep going hiking and we keep losing our water we keep thinking we've lost our water purifiers and we haven't. We just misplaced them and then we find them and then we have 3. You know, same with rechargeable headlamps and a little solar battery pack, right? It's actually leaves you very, very prepared just by having a hobby.
So I said, no, 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 it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you do that to me?